That's what Lava's thinking.
That's the first thing that comes out in the VOD. It's my favorite part.
Oh dear, all right. What a way to kick it off here for potentially the last game of the night. It's been a long one, Papa Smithy. Been here for about 9 hours now.
Inspect the pick ban. We see the last bans here. The Vladimir ban maybe was a bit surprising to see it first round banned on blue side, but not want to deal with that in the top lane. So now we get to go this game, and the Callista's off the board.
Sejuani and Callista taken out here. Still good to see Coma in the booth. I never really had any doubts, but you know, once the news about the coach positioning being changed around.
So Lies has stepped down from being head coach. Now Coma is both pick ban and head coach. I guess they have a pick ban assistant coach as well, but he is still the face in the booth, which is the important thing for the fans at home. There always was that confusion because Rightless, the head coach, when it's an international event, wasn't Coma until now, so more normalcy there. And even on the blue side, they don't want to first pick the Zoe, and they just don't want to play against it.
You know, just let me have this, please, ROX. Just let the Zoe go through. I want to see Faker play it in competitive.
Well, Zoe's got
That'd be great.
The amount of percentage chance you have of seeing it, and 0, as you can see right there.
Yep.
Maybe in the future, the team will get brazen enough to leave it open against Faker at this power level, and Tom Kench banned. So, want to maybe look for a pick comp here for ROX. If Song 1 is going to go back to his trusty Elise, then that would be a good ban, banning away at Tom Kench. Won't be a first pick, certainly. Looking at some of the picks left open, Rise first pick, very, very possible. By the side of the ROX Tigers, and Kog'Maw as well. So this is feeling like may become the new red side 3 bans, Achilleos. Ezreal, Kog'Maw, and Callista are considered the S-tier 80 carries in Korea.
I mean, especially against Songyun, the Kog'Maw just makes sense. It was the first ban from SKT in Game 1, so that isn't exactly shocking. Ezreal and Callista just kind of go without saying, but this means that the Shen is left open, and that's going to get locked in. Could be top, could be support.
Yep, it is a true flex pick in season 2018, so not showing anything. You would have thought maybe they would go for Rise first pick, but because Malzahar is up, and it's a good matchup for Malzahar, and they just won on it, they're not willing to opt into the Malzahar straight away. If Azir is selected by SKT, the standard answer is the Rise himself, so seeing if they can get SKT to commit to a mid laner, but they'll commit to a jungler, and it's going to be blank on the champion as a skin for. I'd love to see him rocking that skin here in Game 2.
Yeah, don't be a faker about it. Wear your own skin.
Gnar is up, and they don't seem to give any mundos about Gangplank. It's going to take the... Considering taking the Gnar, maybe they do care about Gangplank.
They give at least one mundo.
There you go.
There you go. They locked it in.
It's enough mundos for a lock-in, so that'll have to do. They don't care about the Gnar. They flash it. Basically, they're saying, hey, we're pretty sure you're going to have a support Shen and a top lane Gnar. So the mind games are real here by SKT.
All right, got that one ready to go. Let's see what ROX wants to fire back with. Already 3 ADCs off the table. Do they want to go ahead and secure one for themselves now? The answer looks to be yes, as we see that Xayah hover coming through here for Songyun.
Yeah, Xayah's kind of in an interesting spot where I feel like in this spot a lot of teams would take Tristana as the kind of hyper carry option that is still available, but Songyun going for a pick that worked pretty well for him last year in the Xayah. No expectation of Xayah Rakan. Probably going to be Shen support, all things considered. What ROX want to take it. If they want the Gnar, they have to take it here, but after the mind game, this is where you can get next leveled, where you're like, wait, do we take Gnar now? What's happening on the red side? And yeah, the mind game will work. Looks like they're going to look just for the Kha'Zix locked in very early.
Hasn't had any success yet today. Songwon still going to be trying it out.
Not going to be seeing any Rammus in this game after Zach is already locked in, and that Tristana I mentioned would certainly be the selection here. Tristana does very well in trades against the Xayah, especially early. If you can sidestep the feathers. Was that old counter pick into Callista as well, because of course on the ban list, and hey, a mind game gets them out of the Gnar versus GP matchup. So I'd say the next level worked by SKT.
Gnar banned away. There's 3 more left to go. As we get ready to go back into the picks to round out these squads, but Braum will also be taken away as SKT continues to look for a support.
A lot of tank supports still available. We can't ban them out here completely, and if they stay squishy on the side of ROX, outside chance of the Blitzcrank coming in for effort as well. Vladimir banned away. So 2 coverage bans for Gangplank. These are the 2 strong matchups into Gangplank that have been played recently that are both banned away. A lot of coverage now for GP.
Also just taking that one. Oh, never mind. Kuzan's not in the game anymore.
Nope. No Kuzan.
All right, never mind.
Lissandra, LeBlanc, and Vladimir.
My brain's lagging, it would seem, but Alistar also going to be banned away. And Tarek's available, so maybe we see that one snatched up here.
They're probably going to last pick mid lane. Ryze could be taken by the side of ROX as Fang's playing around. And okay, they're not going to last pick mid lane, so they're happy for, say, Malzahar to be drafted on the side of ROX Tigers as a pick into the Ryze. Most famous mid lane pick for Lava in solo queue is the LeBlanc, but not expected in this particular scenario. So let's get confirmation on if it will be a bot lane Shen like we expect and a mid lane pick. And Ryze does well into Azir, which is not something I would have expected in the past, but history has shown that it does very, very well. So it'll be a decent matchup, nothing special. And finally, we get the confirmation it will most likely be a support Shen. I'm very annoyed that we had one Camille support game, so I can't say that 100% emphatically.
Well, that was Tucson, and he does some weird stuff. But yeah, Camille going to come through, so it looks like Shen will be the support. Camille up top versus the GP, and then Tarek at the end. We already saw the flash over it. We'll get locked in for effort at the end of the draft here.
Teamfight comp here for SKT. Very, very difficult to see them losing teamfights. They also play side lanes super well with the Ryze semi-global. SKT, short of maybe a different jungler, as close to an S-tier comp on this particular patch. It feels like players in Korea favor playing the side lanes, using the semi-globals, and having teamfight power. And SKT have all those things in this comp, very finely poised. Options for ROX, playing through the top side, getting the snowball onto the Camille from Linderang, but given Linderang's previous history, it's hard to see him really making Untara pay. So difficult to see ROX Tigers with this particular draft getting ahead unless there is some very early game snowball getting them going.
Yeah, maybe some cheese, like we saw in our first series. But likely going to be some pretty straightforward play coming out from both sides, but just don't think it's going to be enough for ROX Tigers to pick up a victory and take us to a Game 3. If they could, it would certainly be shocking. Very surprising, and not the way that I was expecting to round out my night, if that's the case.
Linderang and Sungwon have at least a lot of experience playing together, given they came in as a complete duo for a long time. So maybe just looking for the E-level 1 or level 2 all-ins with the Kha'Zix is a possibility, but no snowball top lane. Looking like very little chance for the side of ROX Tigers. SKT looking to compete their night.
All right, well, 2-0 here for SKT would be a very nice start to the season. ROX at least want to pick up a victory here in game number 2. Let's see if they can do it as we go ahead and jump onto the Rift.
Could never drive us away, Achilles.
Nope.
소환사의 협곡에 오신 것을 환영합니다.
Hey, ROX fans. Come on,
There
guys.
you go. They found their voice. It just took somebody else to
30초 남았습니다.
start cheering.
That was either an awkward bathroom break or a lot of depression on the side of ROX Tigers.
Maybe a little bit of both. Yeah, I was talking about cheese.
This is a 4-stack, 3-stack from SKT. Ryze showing himself in mid lane. Just a defensive setup here. 5-prong defense from the side of ROX.
Inviting the Camille to come in and try to get that nice little invade. Spot out this Zac around the red buff, but yeah, Linderang's just going to be chilling.
So defense there for the Zac is Western fans.
He likes Faker. Well, somebody coming from France to check out Faker.
There he is in all his glory. No skin for Faker. No SKT Ryze skin, unfortunately. Such as Faker. So there was kind of
just doesn't do it.
There's kind of a dual impact of the SKT setup. One, they defend the enemy team knowing anything about where they are level 1, so they know that Zac has a bit more of mystery about his path. When gameplay enters lane late with some mana missing, they'll put 2 and 2 together, but still a little bit of ambiguity. Also, we talked about the potential for a cheese gank, so knowing what's going on around the top side is pretty important for the side of SKT. going to be mostly a full clear, you'd have to imagine, coming through from Blank.
Unsurprisingly, everybody in the bot side of the map just going to have those relic shields ready to go. This is the new norm. This is the meta that we live in.
Doesn't mean it's okay, Achilles. We can't endorse this meta. It's boring. Quiet, please.
I just said that this is the meta that we live in, not the greatest meta ever.
And I just found it important to shout about how much I dislike it.
That's fine. Continue.
Well, that's some sick DPM from Bang in the last game. Almost 1,000.
Yeah.
Which we saw some very high numbers. I think Prey hit, what, like 1,400 at Worlds. That was a really big one. But 967, no slouch either.
We've had some pretty crazy numbers throughout the years. But yeah, I mean, he was doing 43,000 almost in a 44-minute game. So really impressive there by Bang with that
42% damage percentage. Well, we definitely know who had the big balls in game one. It was Bang.
Yes, it was.
Tara.
Now he's got explosive balls in this game.
Well, there you go. I think it's an explosive charge, technically, but I see where you're coming from.
It's a ball shape, you know.
Nice spheres on that one. No Syndra in the meta anymore. Well, Blank's going for full clear. Get the Rift Scuttler as well. Happy as happy can be. Not going to be too much action from the Zac early. He is running his own skin, so that's feel good.
I told you. He wasn't going to be a faker about it.
You know that being a faker in 100% of situations is a good thing, right?
That's true.
I feel like I have to reject this idea of calling someone not using a skin a faker. A faker is winning almost all the time. In almost every scenario. 1v1, team-wise, everything. Sorry for the hard rejection there. I just, faker's pretty good.
I got you. It was exclusively about the skin issue there, but yeah, Tara is poking out where he can, trying to take away these Krugs. Gets a few of them.
And support not going for Aftershock. And this patch is going for Guardian. It's a very defensive choice. In solo queue, I'd recommend the Aftershock because level 2 and level 3 all-ins when you have all abilities. Very, very powerful for Shen. Very, very strong pick in solo queue. And of course, you have the ultimate for playmaking as well. But for competitive play, a lot of Guardian, even Guardian Janna from Max yesterday, so it's been much bigger of a pick.
Going for it there. Strong is quite nicely with these trades against Sintaro. Checking him out where he can. Corrupting potion charges have already all been used up. Still waiting on that stopwatch to become available. Songwon now going aggressive there on a Blank. Gets quite a bit of damage in onto him, but not really going to have much of a kill threat against that Zac.
Rotating around top side, we said snowballing top is the way to go, and Antara is playing with fire a little bit here. Remember, no stopwatch available.
Yep, someone coming around the back.
Good read by Blank. Notice where he is. Gonna take his time though.
Ready to go. Not really gonna get the hit there. Flashes to the side, but someone's able to chase in, and it's just gonna be one more Q to finish him off. And there you go. Blank arriving just a bit too late to try to save the GP's
Doesn't
life.
do enough damage.
And yeah, it doesn't really do any damage. Songwon actually just gonna go ahead and smack him around, and Blank's just gotta go back in underneath the sanctity of this turret.
We mentioned these two players have played together a lot. The decisiveness they showed was really good there at Kilios. They went in, they did not wait. Blank had the right read, but just couldn't make it. Bail him out fastest. Okay.
He's gonna lose his passive. Won't be able to finish off the kill, but he's kind of giving that one away for free. And Tara TP's back in.
That would be the most herbivore jungler move ever if he swapped his passive for freezing the minions for his gangplank. But there's an outside chance he did it, Kilios.
I mean, he was holding the minion wave, but outside of that, it's just confusing.
My jungler doesn't do that for me in solo queue, let me tell you.
Dazzle not going to be connected. They still go forward with the jump, and now Faker getting ready to realm warp his way in, but can't get the root. So just a bit too late on these rotations from Faker and Blank there. And already ROX going to be off to a nice little 800 gold lead.
Bit of a flyer. More investment banking being done by Untara, going for the Cull. Gameplay doesn't actually stack Cull as well as you might think because the barrels don't count to Cull CS. You have to either queue them or to attack them. If the barrel explosion gets them, it doesn't actually count down.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Unfortunate.
I play myself some bank flanks, so I know.
I know that you're a very big user of the Cull overall.
I just love Cull.
With your Cull cannon.
Honestly, for me, it's psychological because I know whenever I enter lane and the enemy top laner has Cull, I'm like, really? Against me? As a random person in solo queue, like with ego whatsoever, so I just take it on basically every matchup and just see what people do.
I don't know. I don't know if I've ever even bought the item once. Really mess with the scoreboard, so you can't see it. But it was nuts.
I mean, this is the sort of thing where you could actually look at the scoreboard and know exactly what happened.
Yeah.
He just kept running at Untara and he kept dying.
Rush came back for a second. It was really, it was weird. Subbed in for 3 seconds.
You shouldn't play with their hearts like that, Achilles.
Should have seen.
That's a big fan base. ROX Tigers, nice though. Songwon has been the tonic for a real renaissance for ROX Tigers so far in Game 2, being able to move their vision as well. Really nice stuff here. They're playing around vision, so it feels like whatever was said to the coaches in between, by the coaches in between Game 1 and 2, they've lifted their macro, they're making smart, decisive calls. Was skeptical about the double substitution, but we haven't even had to mention Lava's name because it's been all about Songwon and his combination with Linderon.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, almost could have forgotten that he was in the game at the moment. Because it's just been a lot of farming going on in the mid lane. And he's been keeping up with Faker. Not really allowing Faker to roam. We only saw him go for the one realm warp play down into the bottom lane where he wasn't able to get the root down. So Lava, overall, doing a pretty all-right job at the moment. We'll see how he's going to handle those massive Azir Sec plays when it comes down to the later portions of the game.
And speaking of the later portions of the game, it's also how can ROX Tigers continue to press an advantage? Because when it comes to the top teams, we know they can take an inch and take a mile from there. But you're right. Infernal Drake, nice start. Now they're trying to move around top side. They have so much pressure, they don't need the same sort of control wards because they know they have supremacy on the top side of the map. So adding another neutral in the Rift Herald will be big for the ROX Tigers.
Can use that to go ahead and pick up that first turret. That extra bit of gold coming through. Faker just going to be snatching up his own blue buff as that Rift Herald gets finished off. And yet again, we see Blank sitting around that top side of the map there on the mini map. Now looking for the play there onto Linderong. Shots down, doesn't have flash, but just can't really go for it.
Doesn't really have any items either, because we already know that Zac has no damage, and the Gangplank with just a Sheen is also a pretty good indication of no damage, given that Linderong's, what, 200, 300 gold short of a completed Trinity Force.
You could burn him down with that Cinder Hulk if he just sits still for like a minute and a half.
That would probably be a connection issue for that to actually happen in the game, so not going to be seeing that play out of Kilios, which means
Blue screen of death for Linderong, perhaps.
Well, we had one for Twitch chat and Twitch, so who knows.
Oh dear. Yet again.
Goodbye.
Just throw on the Shen ulti. There's not much else I can really say. It's just happening again, guys. You know, press F to pay your respects. Rift Herald coming out. They're just going to knock down this turret. ROX just keep advancing forward.
And they don't lose anything anywhere else in the map. Ryze able to push forward and try to maybe clear some vision, take a couple of Raptors, but only good news story there was while both bot lanes are back, so they're not going to lose any minions. No zoning happening for Songyun, who's uninterruptedly picked up his Essence Reaver. Things all going to plan for ROX Tigers. We said, love the draft from SKT. Only way SKT could lose was getting going around top, and that certainly happened.
Draw more appear for Faker and Blank coming through. Faker trying to get through down there onto Songyun, but Shadow Dash comes through. Now they're trying to turn this one back. Faker going low. He might just get popped. One more hit would do it. Has the hourglass, but
Lava's here.
One hit from Dead. He'll go down. Emperor's Divide knocking Bang in. He's going to get taken out. Double kill going over to Songyun. 6-0. ROX Tigers are absolutely crushing SKT.
And this game is snowballing out of control. Snowballing against SKT is such a narrow win condition, but ROX Tigers are doing it. They're going to take a second turret here. No, Zac is going to be able to defend the bot lane turret. Amazingly, after how game 1 played out, we might be going to a game 3. It's not decided yet. ROX Tigers could still give too much space for SKT to farm, but SKT need a lot of space.
I mean, this is perfect game pace at the moment here. TP will be coming through from Faker. Songyun goes ahead and finishes off that turret in the bottom lane, so 2 turrets over to ROX. 5.7 thousand gold lead.
Silence lets you know that...
My math's wrong, but there we go.
That's okay, math's...
5,000 gold lead.
There you go. Second time's a charm, Kilios. Bang on the top side, just picking up some farm, but we're multiple item completions here from SKT being able to take fights. You want 2 to 3 items on the Gangplank. You certainly want a second completed item on the Ryze, and it's just Infinity Edge for Bang. So the moment that his Q is on cooldown, he doesn't have sustained DPS over a fight, especially compared to Songyun that already has his Zeal item finished. So things looking great from the perspective of ROX Tigers. Not many teams hold a 5,000 gold lead over SKT 17 minutes into a game.
I mean, this is just disgusting play here from ROX, and I gotta say, it's very surprising given the swaps that came through.
Well, let's, again, wait. While we, look at this and we say, okay, massive lead for ROX.
I'm not saying it's over.
It certainly is not.
You know, this could still very well be the 2-0 for SK Telecom, but, I mean, this is one hell of a convincing start.
All about pushing forward from here, and to do that, they need to keep up the vision play. We're going to keep saying the word vision, because vision really counted against them in the previous game where, sure, they didn't have a lead on everyone, but they did have a lead on Callista. Didn't really manage that very well. Effort goes for a walk. I think this is a walk too far.
Their effort. Dangerously low.
A lot of respect here from the side of ROX Tigers.
One is jumping forward for this one. The Dazzle comes through to stop him up. Elastic Slingshot to take Blank to safety, but and ROX are just going to turn their sights in onto this tier 1 turret here in mid, and there's nothing that SKT can do.
Oh, it's way worse than that, Achilles, because look, bot side. The Camille with Trinity Force is going to walk up and get free damage as well onto the turret, because 4 members had to kind of escort the turret away from that particular attempt at an engage. So while Tristana is getting free farm in top, that's the only thing happening good for SKT.
44 CS down for Antara. Even the Parlay and the Kleptomancy, it's not going to be helping him here.
No.
2-0-2. Linderong is just an absolute monster. And at this point, there's nobody on SKT that can duel him.
No, I mean, all SKT can do at this point is try to farm and outscale, but seems unlikely given that ROX so far have been very bloodthirsty when it comes to both kills and also the neutral objectives. They played this really, really well. It's great to see from the ROX Tigers, honestly. Kind of like I was surprised by how Akongu was playing yesterday. Story for the ROX Tigers here against obviously stiffer opposition in SK Telecom T1.
But with the nice little courteous leash there onto the blue buff for Faker. Take that one away. But I mean, honestly, if you're SKT, what is the first thing that you do to get yourself back into this? Is it just getting vision priority yet again over the map?
Well, you can't. You can't get vision control over the map because you lose basically every skirmish, 3v3 and 5v5. What you can do is pile in and get vision control somewhere, and that somewhere is around the Baron. If they can control the red side jungle, get a couple control wards down, they're going to have to be pretty shallow. As you can see, they have one around the Raptors, one around red, and then just enough vision control to sneak wards around the back like they're doing. This is the best case vision control scenario, is know that the enemy's not taking Baron and find farm elsewhere on the map. They have the ability to get around with semi-global on Faker. They have Antara, who can at least slow down a Baron take with his ultimate without being present. If they can control red side, their own red side jungle, that's kind of the most you can have as SKT with how far behind they are in golden items.
Well, Baron going to be under the control of ROX Tigers here for the moment, clearing out that one ward that SKT managed to throw down into the pit. And here comes Linderong over the wall. Ultimate him immediately thrown down there onto Antara. He just gets ripped apart. The Shen ultimate, just for the hell of it, really, just trying to get some support kills.
Celebratory.
I mean,
Shen
he ended
ultimate.
up getting the killing blow, I guess, at the end there, but
worth.
This is just, it's rough to watch, honestly.
That's what a snowball looks like. Not a snowball we expected, but definitely one that ROX are going to gleefully accept, as killing Faker's always nice.
Oh, coming over the wall here. Empress Divide does catch him up. Still relatively healthy, but yeah, the Sand Soldiers changed that quite a bit, as do the claws there from the Kazakhs. Faker goes down.
And Camille's still pushing.
And Blank is now in a bad spot. Will leap his way out of there, but that tier 2 turret is ready to fall. Tier 2 in mid, also getting ready to be knocked down. And, well, goodbye, Blank. Probably.
I think he'll be fine.
Maybe not.
It's too far in.
Okay.
Effort is still there. They could have popped the ultimate, could have at least tried to turn it around. But the P word you never think you're going to use against SKT.
Perfect game.
Yeah, that P word is starting to be relevant, which is kind of scary.
Yeah, it's getting there. 8-0. No turrets, no dragons, no Rift Herald, no Baron. SK Telecom.
No bueno.
No bueno.
ROX keep pushing in. Great play from them from ahead. Yeah, SKT, it's really difficult to see them at this point. Find anything in the game. Again, all they can do is what you see. Buddy system, put wards around the Baron, hope the Baron's not taken, and if the clock strikes 32 minutes and there's still no increase in the gold lead, you're happy. If the clock strikes 40 minutes and you're still in the game, you're happy. That's really the most you can hope for SKT.
Just can't see them dragging this one out for another 17 minutes. Trying to get to that point. I mean, Utara still only has the Trinity Force. He does not have the Yoma's Ghost Blade completed.
I mean, he had to sell the coal just to finish the Caulfield's War. He cashed in and sold it just to get effective item. He needs power now, he knows that, but certainly, yeah, not working with much.
A lot more than that. I mean, you're talking about Triforce with the Ravenous Hydra there for Linderong. Red buff.
Stolen.
Yep. Just get taken away by Songwon.
Trying something
through.
here.
They're looking for lava, but he's going to go ahead and dash his way to the side. Blast Cone into the pit, making it look nice and fancy, and all too easy to get away from SKT.
And Untara is pinging bot lane and saying, guys, I can't go there. I cannot enter lane against this Camille.
Effort getting it ripped apart there, down to half HP. As the pressure builds up onto the mid and bot turrets. The wrong hook shot. Yep, there you go. They're just so elusive.
Outside chance he can 1v2 as well, so.
You know, I wouldn't be that shocked at this point. It's got the AoE damage come through, plus that lifesteal from the Ravenous.
2,300 gold up on his opponent, even through Cull and Kleptomancy. I mean, without those, it would have been even more. Yeah.
3 sources of additional gold. And Andara is still down that much.
I love the build from Sangyun as well. Doesn't go for Infinity Edge. It's like, wait, I can afford a GA. We're trying to close the game now. Get maximum power early, even in some outstandingly unlikely scenario. He dies, they've got the insurance of the GA.
GA pop doesn't stop a perfect game from happening.
That's true.
Andara going forward, looking here for Linderong.
This would stop a perfect game happening.
He's got the Shen Shield. Oh, but gets stopped short there with a hook shot. He will go down. No perfect game for ROX Tigers, but maybe still a victory. Finally, 1 kill on the board for SKT, crucially going over to Bang. But is it enough? They're 10,000 gold down at 25 minutes.
I mean, there's no real point in saying that out loud, because no, it's not enough at all. Not even close to enough. It's nothing.
It's a rhetorical question.
I know, but it's still a question. Asked and answered. It's still up for SKT to have any chance of even delaying the game, let alone even considering the alternative here. Feels very, very much like it's going to be a third game. 9,000 gold plus lead here for the ROX Tigers.
I think it's time to fire Linderong for giving up the perfect game.
So overloaded in gold as well. Infinity Edge now going to be on the way as 4th item for the side of Sangyun. And yeah, but it's one of those things where it may not be a perfect game in name, but if you're a ROX fan, you're in ecstasy, let me tell you.
Yeah. Feels like a perfect game.
Not really anything that Bang and Effort could do this game. Effort was, of course, focused down in the previous game. Hasn't been about bot lane this game. Totally about decimation of topside. Linderong and Songwon, the unlikely duo that have just completely snowballed this game away from SKT. Effortlessly is taking down an Ocean Drake. Backup win conditions are plenty. It'll be 4 Drake spawns before the Elder.
Spot for that. Songwon now coming over the wall, gets the slow up there onto flank. Now looking for Faker. Realm Warp coming through, but the Emperor's Divide pushes him away. Now Faker trying to duke it out here with Lava. Looks like he might be able to win this one. Flash gets it. He trying to chase forward. Faker able to get that 2nd kill, and now SKT collapsing here onto Linderong. Goes down that ultimatum. Blank pushing forward the Dazzle, not quite going to connect. You can see he is still just ripping apart even the tankiest members of SKT. Faker in a bad spot. Has to keep running. Songwon pops over the wall. There's going to be a couple hits here as Faker tries to trade back. Can he get it? Yes, he can! Faker manages to get the kill. He will go down in the end, but 2 more kills on the board by that man who looks pissed off.
He's saying, hey guys, I'm doing our best to buy us time, to farm, to push up vision. Big plays from Faker, turns it around. Game not over yet for ROX Tigers, and even though they still have a huge gold lead, they're going to be smarting after just giving up 2 kills to Faker.
Monstrous from him. Bringing SKT back from the verge of death as much as he possibly can. The gold lead still very significant, but we'll go ahead and get another look at this.
Watch the replay here. Lava opts into a 1v1 against his old teammate, outplayed by Faker. Excellent flash to confirm the Q hitting. Walks away, and he would have preferred just to clear this wave and back in the brush, but he gets the call that, hey, everyone's coming for me. Knows that W from Linderong will clear. Linderong comes in, but watch the turn around here. Insane burst, and also able. That's the last E for the kill, and goes down to Sangyun, so at least the AD carry from ROX picks up the kill credit. But that's something big from Faker.
Yeah, absolutely. getting them on the board in any way that he possibly can.
And do note that you blink and you look at the items again and you're like, huh, there is 3 items on the Tristana. That's pretty big news.
I mean, getting the shutdown on the Camille, or getting that kill on the Camille earlier on, just certainly does help out Bang quite a bit.
Gangplank's still very low damage, but a lot of CDR, and does have at least the ability not to be instant burst now that he's already finished up the Sterix Gauge. So it's budget builds. It's still a big lead. It's still huge advantage ROX Tigers, but it's something to fight for SKT.
See Songy pushing forward, Blank going in, looking for that pickup there. That's Zaya, but can't quite find it, and still has the Featherstorm as well. He's going to be relatively okay. Bang pushing back as Blank retreats over to the fountain, sort of get topped up, and inhibitors coming under fire. Seems like ROX will be able to take this one away with little worry.
No damage at all onto the bot lane turret.
Yeah, Linderog's still trying to get that, just a couple minion hits.
They can get 2 inhibitors here. ROX will have very easy Baron set up. That's kind of the last thing left on the checklist for them, and they picked up every other neutral to speak of. And taking a couple of extra hits. No, he's not under really any threat.
Blank wants to threaten that elastic slingshot dive, but it's just really not even that tanky.
There goes the inhibitor turret.
Inhibitor likely to follow soon here. As Songyun, even he's got that GA, he can just keep playing very far forward, and Hip's going to go down. SKT, can they pull the trigger on something, or will ROX just get out? It's going to be the barrage coming down. Featherstorm thrown out. Blade Caller does get the root in onto Blank. He to the front lines will get taken down. Round Warp's coming through. All of SKT arriving, trying to take out Songyun. They'll be able to do so. They get the pop there on the GA. Lava going forward, throws out the Empress Divide. But the ultimate there from the Tarek is helping to keep them alive. Faker, double kill coming through. Songwon's going to get out of there, but Linderong, he's getting the 3rd inhibitor.
The third inhibitor going down so big. Feel-good moment for SKT fans, but they've lost all of their base short of the Nexus turrets. Linderong will back away. SKT's still in it. They're trying for things, but the wealth of options for ROX is holding them down.
I mean, they're so low here. Effort and Blank both have been ripped apart, but it looks like they're still going to be going for this Baron, and Tara takes the TP. Gets his way in. Songwon throwing down that plant.
Level lead here for Songwon. It's 2 levels up on Blank.
If he get the steal, this would absolutely crush SKT. Ultimatum thrown down there onto Bang. Bang trying to make it out of there. He's going to get the steal, and Bang goes down. The Camille picking up the kill. Blank carrying them out of the pit, but too little, too late. ROX Tigers go ahead and stomp out the remaining hope of SKT. 3 inhibitors dead, and Baker alone in the base as Blank falls. A quadra kill over to Linderong, who is an absolute monster.
The glimmer is extinguished from the side of SKT. ROX Tigers will win Game 2, even after 2 fights out of nowhere from SKT. SKT will need to parlay those good feels to Game 3, because this series that we thought would be a 2-0 is anything but.
Double 3-game series here tonight, Papa Smithy. Faker just watching the rest of the base crumble. ROX Tigers, high fives going out amongst the players. Have to feel damn good about that one. Brought out what people would consider to be, the B-tier players on this roster, the surefire subs, but they still absolutely destroy SKT on a perfect game stretch for a very long time. And they managed to close it out despite the heroics of Faker. It's just not enough.
They hardly stammered even a call from their fans. The ROX Tigers fighting was stymied, to say the most, and yet the team play, specifically Songwon and Linderong, training down Untara in the top side, was big from the side of the ROX Tigers. Big win for them. Remember, what was their pre-match expectation? Put up a good show was the gist of it.
Yeah.
The good show has been exceeded. They put up a great show here to force a Game 3, and you wonder if we'll see an earlier than expected debut from Thol in the top lane, because Zuntara looked all at sea against the ROX Tigers.
There wasn't anything that he could do, and maybe even see Wolf come through as well to rejoin in the bottom lane there with Bang, but either way, something's got to give here for SKT, because that was a pretty abysmal performance from them in Game 2. And ROX just looked absolutely excellent. Linderong, I think you just got to give it to him. MVP performance there with that Camille. Stellar stuff, but we're not done yet, guys. Tied up 1-1. ROX Tigers looking to shut down SKT's hopes of having a victory on their first match day. We're going to find out if they can do that when we come back from the break, so don't go anywhere.